Hello Aries, thanks for joining me for the November of 2020 Psychic Tarot reading with Animal Totem cards. This is Vickieverlie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess. I am a psychic with over 30 years experience professionally, and I do Psychic Tarot, astrology, and channeling. We're going to do, this is the reading for Aries Rising, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and if you wanted to look at something else, you might want to check out Aries North Node. For the main portion of the reading, we're going to be using the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, as always. And then we're going to follow it up with a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. And then if you are a level 2 Patreon subscriber, we're going to go ahead and do a pick 3 cards from the Songs for the Journey Home, a really cool deck that I use often in the bonus readings. Okay, let's get started for our Aries friends. This is a big month because we're starting in the eclipse season again. And the first eclipse is going to be in Gemini. In your 3rd house if you're Aries rising. But I want to get these cards out first. So this is, what is the message for Aries? I go this one, then this one. For, sorry about the weird lighting. This is for November. But it's kind of like, what is this? Anybody know how to read a sundial? That's what it reminded me of. Because like the sun here, if it were just a little more center. I mean, anybody have any ideas? I felt like, you know, well, I have to do it now. And because the season, we're into autumn, you know, it's in the afternoon, but I'm still getting that, like the morning sun that I used to get. But anyways, I just felt like, I tried to turn on other lights and it really didn't help, and I just thought that was kind of cool. I'll hold up the cards to the camera so you'll be able to see them if it's irritating you. But there's not much I can really do about it, that's the problem. Okay. Alright, now let's see what we've got here. We've got the Lovers upright. I'm going to hold them all up real quick. Lovers upright, 3 of Cups upright, 7 of Swords upright, Page of Cups. All the young dudes carry the news, and here's another young dude in the Page of Swords, followed by the 8 of Pentacles. Bottom row is Fool in reverse, to Tower, to 7 of Rods. Okay, well, it's clearly time for you guys to turn some corners here. This is some really good cards up here, and I want to talk about those, but this is, you know, really hitting us in the face, isn't it? When you have Fool in reverse, it's about making the same mistake over and over again, and doing the same thing and expecting a different result, hoping for a new beginning when really it's not, you know, it's just going to lead down the same path. And then if you decided to try to make another go of something that's proven time and time again to not bear fruit for you or be disastrous or lead you into this struggle, you know, it's going to lead you into more struggle. So it's really a time to make a break from that. And there's a lot of positive energy in the other cards supporting whatever you want to do. Let's just start at the top here because the first card out is the Lovers. So for many of you, this is going to be a really good time for relationships and love. If you're in a relationship, it should be going really well. You're having, you know, good times together and things like this. By the way, with these cards, if you see a word popping out, this is my Rock and Roll Tarot deck that I've designed, and if you see a word popping out on here, even if it's not a whole word, go with that, because that's the way you can get personal messages out of these readings. But it's like this 3 of Cups is here, so it's going to be a real happy time. We're moving into a real happy time for you guys. If you're single and looking, you know, the 3 of Cups could be some sort of a celebration or gathering, and then you could absolutely meet somebody for those of you who are single and looking. Some of you are kind of apprehensive because something's been taken away from you. You know, this may be the new beginning that's being offered. Because this talks about, this is definitely related to this love and relationship stuff, by the way, and it's saying, you know, you may have some of you may have just gotten out of divorce or not over divorce, because it's kind of like, I'm taking mine and going, you know, I'm taking my stuff and going. And it's a victory, so it could have been like a bitter divorce or something like this. But again, it's telling you to turn this corner, and because new love awaits, or new happiness awaits, or new joy awaits. It definitely looks like there's some news coming, isn't there? Because like I said, the young dudes carry the news, and we've got the Page of Cups, and then we've got the Page of Swords. So news is coming. If we read this strictly on I usually use these for timing too. So I would say this is between air and water. And if you're watching this in October, we are moving from air in October into water for Scorpio. Now in November, we are going to be in Scorpio for the majority of the month. So what this could also be telling some of you is that in the month, while we were still in Libra, in October, something started, and then it's going to continue on or pick up again, or you'll hear back. But let's just examine the cup energy period, because the cup is also about love. And these two together, these can mean like somebody's offering you love. Hey, I want to marry you, I want to date you, I want to be with you, that kind of energy. But it also, I use this card too for the soul of an unborn child too. So for some of you, that might be one of the things that are being celebrated, or it just could be, you know, loving's going on, and there's some souls checking you out thinking, I don't know if maybe they'd be good parents for me. Maybe I want to come down to earth and incarnate into this dynamic. So if you're trying for that, great. But if you're not trying for that, you maybe better take some extra precautions. The news coming, though, there's something about work, too. There's definitely a work element in all this thing. The work this is talking about doing what you love, not being in the struggle. Not being, it's in line with these cards, not being in where you feel diminished, you know. This is where you're lost in your own world, you know, improving, thinking about stuff, improving it, making it better. You can't wait to go work on it. It's inspiring, it's fulfilling. This is the kind of stuff that's coming up, and it says that you need to be doing plenty of that. They're telling me, what the message I'm getting is putting a plan in action. So put a plan in action. This would be the mental part of it. And then also, I would say probably like then invest the spiritual aspects of it, then invest the emotional aspects in it. But it does feel like there's opportunities to turn corners and do things. If you're stuck in a rut, I looked down here and saw a rut. It doesn't say that, but that's a classic example of how this deck will talk to you. I saw a rut there. So if you're stuck in a rut, then don't be the insanity doing the same thing over and over again. Don't think it's an old situation is going to get better. If you're stuck in this kind of a thing, the old situation is not going to get better. But there's so much good stuff showing up here. These are fantastic cards here. These are all really happy, good time, good stuff cards. So, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling our animal totems. I want to mention real quick, people have already been emailing me. Yes, I am opening up for the year ahead readings. This is your personal look ahead for 2021. It'll be on the website when I post these to the main channel on YouTube. This is always my most popular reading every year, and I have many people who order them every year, and like I said, I'm already getting emails about it. So if that's something that might interest you, yeah, I look at your chart and look at some of the major aspects that are coming up for the year to your chart briefly, and then it's a tarot reading, something like this, but I divide the year into 4 quarters, so each is for 4 quarters. And again, it's my most popular special reading every year. I do the 4, every once in a while I put out special readings that are limited time availability, and by far everybody loves the year ahead. So if you're interested in that, you can find out that information. But let's go ahead and get the animal totem for, I'm sorry, I got off on a little tangent there. Animal totem for, I keep wanting to say Scorpio. Well, we're having a Scorpio new moon. Let me just mention this because I keep wanting to say Scorpio. If I called you Scorpio at any time, it was. I know we're doing this reading for Aries, but there is a Scorpio new moon on the 15th, and that could be what this is triggering here. This could be something coming up around that time frame for you guys. Okay, but let's get back here. Aries. I keep wanting to say Scorpio. Boy, it just wants to come out of my mouth. So there's something about that Scorpio new moon for you guys on the 15th. Okay, Aries, 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 Aries. The rabbit, uh-oh. For reals, if you are not planning to get pregnant, you better be watching yourself. If you are, I mean, it's very likely you'll have something to celebrate about that, or somebody in your family. It could be a multiple, it could be twins too. Twins, or even triplets. It's a 3. So, or like if you're of the age where you're maybe a grandparent, you know, maybe you're going to have 3 grandchildren being born all at the same time. But, you know, don't shoot me because the rabbit done died. It's fertility. It's also in line with this work stuff too, though, for some of you, if that's what interests you. I got to get the super heavy duty readers out for this one. Okay. Sensitive, artistic, clever, nimble, outsmarting adversaries by staying one step ahead. Take colossal leaps and sprinting into the future. heightened libido and procreation. I mean, that's what hit me when I pulled this out, that rabbit, and with all this lover stuff and everything. So definitely that's going to be going on. But the creativity, like the astrology in the 5th house, you know, it represents creativity, is creativity. It's romance, it's love, it's all this good stuff, but it also, it's creation. What you're giving birth to doesn't necessarily have to be another human. You could be giving birth to whatever you've been just immersed in here, whatever you've been, you know, so enjoying doing here, and perfecting your craft and working on everything. So it's going to be different for everybody. If you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, we're going to do 3 more cards over here from the Sonus of a Journey Home, which is a really cool deck. So I'm going to cut the cards about this, but I also want to mention, you know, I have the year ahead readings and everything, but my book is out, Transmissions for Humanity, and I'm already halfway through the 2nd book. I'm already almost 80 pages into this, writing the 2nd book. It's just coming fast and furious. And there's some messages from the guides on my main site. There's a couple of excerpts. So if you want to like kind of get a taste of what it might be like. But I ask all sorts of questions in this, so pretty neat thing. Year ahead reading. And of course I always do have all my decks and books and other stuff on the website, always available. So these are going to be the cards for the Patreon level 2. If you want to find out about these books, these decks, any of that stuff, you can find everything in the links below. And there should be some stuff in the eye in the sky to take you to my website. If you enjoy my content and want to see more, please do hit the subscribe button. Alright everybody, eclipse season is on, baby. And it looks like you're really being called to make some change and not go back down that same old road again. And I want to wish you all the best. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, donating, being the Patreon supporters that you are, and joining me in the subscription box. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great month of November, and I'll speak to you soon.